Okay, Brendan, if we could just start off.
Sure. My background is largely FX and FXCM. I started at FXCM in 2001, so I've been doing this about 11 years now, almost 12. And came out of university. In school I studied finance and management information systems. Moved to New York City after graduation and found a job at a small FX brokerage. At the time we were about 20 people. And I'd applied for a junior trader / tech support role. And that's where I got my start, basically. 11 years later, here I am.
And a couple of personal details. What are your hobbies and interests outside of the markets? Obviously, you're steeped in the markets.
Yeah. So I've been in London about 2 years now, and part of moving here, and one of the draws to moving to London was the travel opportunity. So I try to make travel a good hobby. Get out and see some of Europe a bit. Others, I love to fish. In fact, just got back from a fishing trip last week.
Is that sea fishing?
No, lake and river.
Oh.
I was up in the Thousand Islands of the upstate New York. It's on the border of New York and Canada.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I had a blast. The fishing was good. The weather was great.
So it's a complete chance to
tranquility.
relax.
Yeah, it was nice. And I play lacrosse. I played lacrosse all coming up in school and university, so I play here in London too.
So you keep yourself fit?
I try anyway. Yeah, it's tough with the desk job, but
yeah. Do you run? Do you get out on the?
Not as much as I should. I'll say that. I used to do a lot more. In fact, was into marathons and stuff for a bit, but since moving here, I haven't found much time to do that. No,
it's very busy.
Yeah.
So, as president of the European operations for FXCM, perhaps you could give us an overview of the company and where you see developments heading.
Yeah, good question. So FXCM is, at this point, the largest retail FX brokerage worldwide. On a volume basis, we do more than anyone else in the field, which is a very prideful point for us, something that we've worked hard to achieve, certainly. Our strategy here in Europe is just to get to that #1 share across each region of Europe, basically. So I came out here to do just that. We've got a good ball rolling. We've got a lot of momentum that I'm happy to see. There's a lot more work to do. As I was mentioning to you earlier, Drew, we are very good at what we do in the English language. We're just trying to localize that to each region in Europe and go country by country through, what websites to be on, what papers to be in, what business partners to be involved with, and all of that. On kind of a global strategy level, we're doing a lot on the product development front. We're adding tradable products to our platform, which is really a reaction to our user feedback, our client requests. And then on the technology front, we're doing a lot there too. FXCM prides ourselves on education and always has, so we do a lot as far as video tutorials, live webinars, trade the news events with our daily FX analysts. They get a lot of great reception and feedback. And then something I'm really excited about is we're doing a lot, and I think really headlining a lot of the progress on trade automation. So our platform is being developed further to allow for algorithmic traders, people that want to put a trading strategy on, click go, and then go off to work, go off to the golf course, whatever it may be, and their strategy trades automatically. That has been a Mount Everest, so in the sense of bringing that down to a retail everyday trader. In the past, you've had to learn how to code or have to go hire a coder. We're starting to get it to be a much more simple process so that an everyday trader can go online, make some simple clicks, and get their trading strategy automated. So I'm very excited about that.
Well, do you think there has been a bit of a lag then in retail, institutional, the banking side has been using algo trading and latency and ultra low latency for 5 years now?
Yeah, the lag is just that, is that the banks afford the PhD mathematicians and the coders and the experts, whereas a retail trader like you and I wouldn't have that expertise, and nor could we have the funds to go afford it, basically.
Sure.
So the lag has really been retail aggregators, technology providers like us, simplifying it. So instead of scripting in C++ or whatever languages would otherwise be necessary, simple algorithms or simple modules that can say greater than or equal to, click here, above or below, click here. Monday or Tuesday, and only Mondays and Tuesdays, click here, that kind of thing. And then at the end of all that, click OK and run, basically. And the market, the technology is getting a lot closer to that dumbed down module for trade automation. And it's something that a lot of our clients are appreciating and using, and I see that as a trend that will continue.
Well, it's a sort of no-brainer in a way, because the parameters are set, and once people have got the confidence that, they can't overextend themselves, can they? So,
there's a lot to be said for it. So it takes out a lot of traders get in trouble when they average into losing trades. The emotions take over of, that typically do, and we're all subject to it. when you can automate a trading system, it takes the emotional aspect out of it. So you become a lot more disciplined just by clicking the go button, because now you're leaving it to the strategy that you developed and back tested and everything like that. And then the emotions of a losing trade or the emotions of a winning trade aren't interfering with your strategy. And it's good for a brokerage standpoint too, because typically our clients have full-time jobs. They're not full-time traders for the most part. So it turns what would be a 2-hour-a-day trader into a 24-hour-a-day trader for us. So it's fantastic. Automation is a great trend. Everyone's happy to see it, and we're going to invest a lot in making sure it develops further.
And it's just another tool in the toolkit, isn't it?
Exactly right.
It's not everybody's cup of tea, because
right.
it can take some of the fun out of trading,
right.
because it sanitizes it a bit, but
right.
there is room for that.
Yeah.
Do you think that, so that is a growth area, you think?
100%. We've seen a lot of growth in it over the past couple of years, and I'm sure that will continue. You can see it a lot just in the community-based systems. So most of them are promoting automation, trading strategies, algorithms that they've developed and are looking to resell or looking to get input on or refine or retune or whatever it is. So that's been a big driver of it as well, because the people that are on the forefront in developing these systems are also out and very good at self-promoting. So they're out building websites, they're out selling their algorithm or whatever it may be. And that's really helped pushing the curve too.
And another sort of new innovation which has grown exponentially is mobile trading.
Yeah.
And do you see that having reached a bit of a plateau, or is that just going to carry on growing?
Definitely not a plateau. I think that's going to continue trading as well. We have mobile platforms and mobile applications for all of the devices at this point, from the iPad, iPhone, the Google devices, certainly BlackBerry and all of those. And month by month, quarter by quarter, the percentage of trades that are placed through mobile phones is increasing. I think that will definitely continue. Phones are getting smarter and smarter, and people want access to every bit of information they would have access to at their desktop while they're on the road. So I think that's going to continue going.
And now the tablet, so it gives it a slightly bigger and more familiar look, doesn't it? So you're not having to scrutinise a small screen. But, I mean, the figures, it's almost certainly doubled, possibly even trebled, just in the first quarter of this year. And is that entirely due to the iPhone, do you think?
I think a lot of it is, certainly. And like you said, the tablets that are now out and pretty prolific. We see a huge demand. People not only want to be able to trade from the mobile devices, they want all of the functionality that they could get on their desktops. So they want back testing, they want, again, trade automation, they want all the charting indicators that they could see and pull up on their desktop or their laptop. So developers and technology providers like us, it's just a constant race to keeping up with the demand. Okay, we got to add the full list of indicators. We can't just have a shortened list or a bridged list. It's exciting. It means a lot of work for people like me, but we're completely fine with that. I think the next revolution is this HTML5. So you get one mobile platform, it can now be accessible from every device, which is going to help streamline our efforts, because instead of developing an application for the iPhone and the iPad and the BlackBerry and each version of the BlackBerry, we can now put out one mobile platform in HTML5 and everyone can access it as long as they have a browser that facilitates that.
That will really take the whole thing into it.
Absolutely. And again, it's just going to help make our efforts a little bit more streamlined, so we don't have to go through and you got to get on the iTunes App Store and all of that. You got to do these for each device. If you just produce an HTML5 mobile platform, you've accomplished what you needed to. So I and our developers are very happy for that to be the case.
Are you finding the adoption of mobile trading varies throughout? I mean, Africa, we know because of their banking system, and few and far between branches of banks, so they're more adept and have taken up banking by mobile phone before we have. And there's some
Asia as well.
Yes, and there's some reticence in the Americas and the UK more, but is it just slightly more shy about it, or?
Well, we don't necessarily do the studies to show region by region which ones are adopting the mobile offerings more and more. We know intuitively and just through client communication and feedback and stuff like that some regions are really running with it more than others.